Hello, my little Jimbos, Jimbobs, and Jimbobinas. I am xlatrina. Welcome to my channel, and today I want to talk about and create an alternate version of Sarada Uchiha. First off, I just want to give a little heads up. I like Sarada, okay? She's actually like one of the few decently written characters of the new generation. And yet, despite how much I like Sarada, I wanted to include her in my Boruto AU or alternate universe because, well, I like her and so I want her to be included. So canonically, Sarada is the only child of Sasuke and Sakura and is currently the captain of Team 7. Spoilers, but I don't know. Currently the captain of Team 7, which I think everyone saw coming, you know, like she has the personality that's pretty similar to Sakura when she was a kid, but a lot more toned down. Well, not necessarily toned down, but more so mature. Even though Sarada's like 11 to 12 years old-ish, she's pretty much the example of what Sakura could have been like if she were better written in the days of OG Naruto. Anywho, Sarada's team consists of Mitsuki, the bioengineered like child made by Orochimaru, and Boruto, the son of Hinata and Naruto. Her best friend is Chocho, the child of Karui and Choji, like the most outlandish relationship ever, but that's another point for another day. Her best friend is Chocho, and their relationship is much different from the envy-filled friendship between Ino and Sakura, especially in their younger days. Like, oh my gosh, those two are horrible to each other. Sarada and Chocho actually like each other and get along very well, and neither of them are the kind of young girls, I think, to let boys come between their friendship, you know? Sarada is somewhat hot-headed, well-rounded brainiac, okay? And frankly, that is why so many people like her, myself included. With the canon out of the way, let me talk about this alternate universe here. So let's get some need to know things out of the way. Yes, Sasuke and Sakura had a kid together, but in this universe, that child is not Sarada. Their child together is just some girl, sorry. In this universe, alternate Sarada is, the child of Sasuke and the daughter of Karin. Do you guys remember that arc where Sarada got fed up with not exactly knowing who her dad is and went to find him herself, just to almost get killed by that piece of hot garbage? The thing is, during that arc, what spurred her into questioning Sakura about it in the first place was by learning that the family picture was a fake, and the real photo showed Sasuke alongside Team Taka? Hawk? Whatever the fuck that name was. Whatever the hell this knockoff Akatsuki squad was calling it, okay? In this photo, Sarada sees Karin, someone who she has a bit of resemblance to. I mean, well, I suppose the only real similarity was the glasses, but to be fair, you know, don't attack me, but most anime characters look pretty similar-ish to a degree. It's just kind of like the nature of the style. Anyway, what if Karen, that was the most American. That was probably the most American way to say her name. Karen. What if Karin was really Sarada's mom? Not only is alternate Sarada's mother a whole different person, but I imagine Sarada to be someone who has siblings in this universe, because like, why did everyone except Naruto and Hinata have more than one kid? Like, that's kind of weird. It's so weird and unrealistic. So, alternate Sarada has 3 other siblings, all boys and all older than her. All 4 of them live with her mom, and you know, this isn't any different from the case with canon Sarada, except we need to address the state of Karin. Similar to what's canon, Karin still works with Orochimaru and Suigetsu. The difference is she doesn't work directly with Orochimaru anymore, and neither does Suigetsu because Orochimaru is imprisoned, as I personally think he should be, okay? Because frankly, I always found it very ridiculous that someone like Orochimaru is just forgiven to an extent, to a large extent, I'd say, and allowed to quietly live in the village. I mean, this dude literally committed mass human experimentation. Like, is that not illegal or something in the Land of Fire or like anywhere in the world of Naruto? Like, why the hell is someone like that being allowed to live amongst regular people at all? Like, if I heard that a man who was found to have participated in human experimentation was going to be moving into my neighborhood, or if someone who did weird shit like that was like moving onto the same hall as me into my dorm, absolutely not. Like, I would consider moving like with the quickness. I think this sort of lifestyle Orochimaru is canonically living, despite his many crimes against the leaf, is so much of a slap on the wrist. It's like they might as well have allowed him to keep doing whatever the hell he was doing. Like, they might as well just said, you know what, here's a lab, keep conducting human experiments, we don't really give a shit. And low-key, they kind of did that, because Mitsuki's kind of like an experiment. I mean, he is an experiment, so low-key, they kind of did that. So it's like, what was the point of him ever... I'm sorry, I think y'all probably heard that. I tapped my watch. But what was the point of Orochimaru even being, like, on just, like, house arrest at some point in the first place, if they were just gonna kind of, like, let him do whatever the fuck he wanted to do anyway, you know? Obviously, to the Hidden Leaf, his human experimentation bullshit, it wasn't that big of a deal. Oh, and let me mention that I decided to imprison Sasuke in this universe too. Okay, and originally I was just thinking, okay, I'll just come back to elaborate on that, but I'm just gonna elaborate right now and just make it very quick. I think it's very sus. It is very sussy to me that Sasuke, who has also committed so many fucking crimes, betrayed his village, blase, I think it's kind of sus that just because he fought in a war with his village, that he was just kind of welcomed back in. Like, he's a fucking traitor? Like, I don't know. It feels a little bit like government corruption to me. Like, so what? No one thought it was kind of sussy that, you know, Naruto, who became the Hokage, made sure that his war criminal best friend didn't have to do any time or serve any punishment because of what he did? Like, am I the only one who, like, low-key feels like that's sort of, like, fishy? If I was a citizen of Konoha, I would kind of feel like the Hokage was being a little corrupt in that moment, because think about it. So what, if you're friends with the Hokage, you don't have to do the time for the crimes? So like, if you're friends with the Hokage, you get a slap on the wrist? Like what? Does no one find it a little wrong that Naruto, when he became Hokage, and not even necessarily just when he became Hokage, does no one think it's kind of weird, kind of sussy that Sasuke was just welcomed back to the village? Like, I feel like that really should not have happened. In my alternate universe, frankly, it didn't happen, okay? Eventually he gets out of prison or whatever, but he gonna do some jail time, because I mean, come on, he's a war criminal. So that's all the elaboration I feel like I need to do. Sasuke is imprisoned because he's a fucking criminal, so he's gonna be up in prison in a slammer right next to Orochimaru. Okay, so back to where we left off. Okay, so yeah, alternate Sarada still lives with her mom, just as canon Sarada does, but they don't live in a Hidden Leaf. They live somewhere on, like, the outskirts of Garin's home village, Kusagakure, the village hidden in the grass. Oh, and, you know, Garin's dating Suigetsu, so he serves as some sort of, like, fatherly figure in place of Sasuke. Alternate Sakura is the only one among her siblings who wants to be a shinobi. Her dream hasn't changed. I don't really see a reason to change that. I apologize if you hear the thunder in the background. So alternate Sarada, you know, she still wants to be a shinobi. There's no reason, I feel like, for her dream to change. She still wants to be a Kage and all this and that. She wants to become one of the 5 Kages one day in the future. Of the many Kages she looks up to, Naruto is still one of them, because Alt Sarada believes a Kage must be someone everyone can rely on, and to become someone so reliable, you must be strong. I feel like she'd look up to someone like Tsunade and Mei, the former Mizukage, as well as, like, probably Gaara too. Basically, like, the Kages are super strong, super powerful, fought in the 4th war, well, some of them, all this and that. Like, I think she would really look up to these people, to be honest. Very strong, powerful ninjas in powerful positions. Alt Sarada is someone who knows plenty about plenty. I feel like she's a character who just does her research, pretty similar to canon, mainly because of the sort of training that she probably received. And especially this would be the case for alternate Sarada, because the training that young shinobi of Kusagakure receive, it's sort of like a special kind of training. I looked that up on a Naruto Wikipedia, y'all. So apparently they are trained in such a way that they learn how to analyze everyone and everything. On the other hand, other shinobi tend to have a hard time reading the faces of grass shinobi. So yeah, I feel like that will apply to Sarada as well. When I imagine alternate Sarada as far as her relationship to Sasuke goes, she hates this dude. In this universe, she met him in passing probably once when he came to visit Karin at one of Orochimaru's bases alongside Sakura. Basically, this is referencing the canon where Sasuke and Sakura's child was delivered by Karin. And in canon, Karin kept the umbilical cord, which I personally find a little weird because that's someone else's baby. I don't know, maybe that's just my personal opinion, but I think it's kind of weird. Regardless, Sarada is not impressed by Sasuke despite his strength, and while she hears a lot of his feats as a shinobi fighting in the Four Shinobi War, she also hears of the many children he's made and abandoned throughout the land, because I'm sorry, I imagine Sasuke in this universe as just a freaking, okay, I can't really call him I can't really slut shame him and call him a big old whore. I can't call him a slut because he's laying around to try and build back up his clan, so I kind of can't really, I feel like I can't really shit on him the way that I want to, but let's just be honest, someone like him is going to be a deadbeat in this sort of universe, because he's making all these kids to repopulate his clan, but obviously he can't really take care of all of them. And I feel like this is going to be something that people begin to, mention about Sasuke. And so, alternate Sarada, she hears about how great and strong and powerful he is, but she also hears about how much of a womanizer and a deadbeat he is, and has experienced his deadbeat behavior herself. So, she don't really like this dude, y'all. She don't really like him, okay? Alternate Sarada essentially wants nothing to do with her deadbeat ass dad, and she appreciates her Uzumaki blood from Karin, because remember, Karin is an Uzumaki, which is pretty cool. So Sarada appreciates her Uzumaki side more than her Uchiha side. She learned as much as she could about the Uzumaki clan through Karin, as well as her own research, and yes, Sarada has that chakra transferring ability via biting, the same way Karin and Karin's mother did, continuing a cycle. However, in her fighting style, Alt Sarada focuses more on the usage of the Uzumaki sealing techniques and the chains, because I feel like that's a really cool power of the Uzumaki that just doesn't really get explored too much. I think it's pretty cool. So Sarada is going to be a character that I would love to give the Uzumaki chains to. She is a mid to long range fighter and is a strategist when it comes down to the art of entrapment. As for her physical design, I imagine her personality to be a little more like Itachi when she's not acting like Karin, and I want her outfit to reflect that, and I did it to the best of my ability. As a result, her hair, it's still dark and her bangs are still pretty heavy and big. I kept the glasses because even though I totally understand where people are coming from as far as Sarada having glasses go, she's an Uchiha, right? But if I remember correctly, Itachi was apparently going blind at one point, so I don't think having Uchiha blood necessarily means you will be guaranteed perfect vision. So I kept the glasses and made them much bigger and round. One, because glasses can often add a sense of mysteriousness to a character due to the glare often hiding their eyes, and I just think that's kind of cool. Hidden eyes in a character design definitely adds intrigue because you start to wonder what this character looks like. They get a Grim Reaper from Black Butler, for example. Everyone went fucking goo goo gaga crazy, myself included, when we saw those beautiful green eyes. So think of that, dude. Two, I kept the glasses on her because it's part of her design canonically, and I feel like it makes her stand out. Obviously, she's not the only new generation kid with glasses. There's Denki, but I feel like it's more distinctive to her design the same way that her dark hair and bright red shirt are distinctive. It makes her stand out, which I find important given that so many of the new generation look like cardboard cutouts of their parents, minus the extra children like Denki, Wabi, Namada, Sumire, etc. Also, in this alternate universe, the glasses are not only a gift from Karin, but has more meaning, because in this case, Karin is actually the biological mother of Sarada. So, I mean, I think the glasses are fine. You'll notice Sarada has a bit of a cowlick, but that's just my personal style for most characters, especially ones with straight or loosely textured hair. Alternate Sarada wears a long, draping red, cloak-like dress that came about due to a lot of reasons. One, her dress is easy to draw. I ain't even gonna lie about it, I ain't even gonna hold you. It's easy to draw, which I think is very important when it comes down to a character you're gonna draw again and again. Whenever I'm thinking of a character to use for an animatic, a storyboard, or a comic, anything where I have to keep drawing them, the first thing I prioritize is the ease in illustrating their character. I don't like complicated or detail-heavy designs for characters that are going to be drawn too often, because it takes longer to finish a project when you have to keep track of every single detail on a character, which I think can be even more annoying when you already have so many more characters and other things like backdrops to draw as well, you know? 2, I like this cloak-like dress because the dress is very reminiscent of the clothes Itachi is best remembered wearing, which is his Akatsuki cloak. 3, the super high collar further adds to the elusive nature of Sarada's personality, but it contrasts the glasses. See, yes, the glasses are often tinted when I draw out Sarada, which makes her somewhat mysterious, but the wide roundness of her frames also gives the impression that she's a friendly character, as round shapes usually suggest a sort of softness when used in character design. The usage of the openness conveyed by the wide, round glasses mixed with the high collar dress hiding the remainder of her face that isn't covered by wide glasses or bangs give me the impression that this character is a character with a lot to unpack. Also, you know, I like the high collar because it is a little bit reminiscent of Sasuke. I mean, it's a little throwback there, you know, just a little shout out to Sasuke, even though she don't like that dude. But you know, this design is just one of many ways to reimagine Sarada. So, you know, moving on. The 4th and final reason why I decided to go with this really big draping dress is because it makes Sarada different from her mom. Where Karin dresses very liberally, Sarada dresses very conservatively. Something everyone notices about the new generation, as I mentioned before, is that most of them are copycats of their parents, and especially the male parent for the most part. I just want Sarada to feel as much as her own character as possible, rather than feeling like a mini Karin, or in the canon universe, a mini Sakura. In canon, Sarada even dresses almost exactly like young Sakura, and it's like, why? Does she not have her own personality and thus her own sense of style? I think that's why I liked this stripy blue and white outfit Sarada wore at one point, I think in like a filler episode though. And then also that like yellow, I don't know if I don't think it's gonna be called a handkerchief, but that yellow cloth that she used to have, like that yellow bandana, that's the word, that she used to have like tied around her neck. I really liked that personally. It was just cute, it was different, I really liked it. Either way, the goal here was to make Sarada feel like herself and not just a smaller black-haired Karin. So that's it, you guys. Sorry this video is probably so long. I didn't intend to, but what can I say? You know, as I'm writing the script, the words just keep coming. I am a writer by birth and can't help but write as many words as I can. So the script, the words that I spoke that were actually in the script, because I added some shit in here, but you know, this script is 1,975 words long. Like, can you fucking believe that? Anywho, thanks so much for listening. Check out my Instagram, my TikTok, my blog if you want to, and subscribe for more content about anime, writing, art, comics, all that good shit, and more to come. Lots of love, and all of you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night.